Title: The Refrain of Midnight. Every night at midnight, the world shifted around Evelyn McKinley like a vast, inscrutable clock, echoing with a sound that belonged not to the symphony of life but to a more sinister arrangement. In the quaint town of Ashwood Crescent, the winds whispered eerie secrets, and shadows danced in the corners of her peripheral vision. It was the same nightmare replaying itself, a relentless rhythm that didn't just haunt her dreams. It seeped into her very existence. Evelyn had first noticed something was amiss on her 26th birthday. She found herself standing in the same tired kitchen, the clock on the wall ticking steadily while her friends laughed, carefree, around her. But when the clock struck midnight, the laughter faded, and the guests transformed into lifeless statues. She blinked, and the scene reset, plunging her into the same dull routine, a failed spell of mundane celebration. The days stretched on, blurring into an endless cycle, repeating the same events. She would wake, eat breakfast, read her book, and meet her friends for coffee, smiling through the monotony. Yet, every night drove the nails deeper into her sanity. Midnight ripped the words from her friends' mouths as they turned to glassy-eyed replicas of themselves, arrays of vibrant souls rendered lifeless in an ever-repeating waltz of dread. As the loop tightened its grip, Evelyn's frustration boiled over. Research became her obsession, searching the dusty confines of libraries and the bewildering corners of the internet for any clue that could shatter her cyclical prison. Mythology spoke of a cursed hour, midnight, the witching time, where souls might be trapped between realms of time, and echoes of the past could reverberate indefinitely. The whispers called for a sacrifice, an undoing of the heart to break the cycle. Determined to regain her life, she devised a foolproof plan, one that involved standing before her own mirror at precisely midnight. As the hour approached, she filled with dread yet hope, a potent mix that twisted her stomach like a knot. She looked at her reflection, that familiar face wearing a mask of resolve. Her eyes cast downward on the table beside her, an array of items gathering dust. An old locket, a broken watch, a letter she had never sent, and a small dagger her grandmother had once claimed was a family heirloom. With every tick of the clock, she understood her choice. The time loop required a release, a severing of bonds. As the clock began to toll the 12th hour, Evelyn raised the dagger, her heart thundered akin to the cacophony of the bells. When the first chime rang out, she took a breath, steady, calculating. On the second stroke, she pricked her skin, a tiny droplet of crimson surfacing. By the third chime, she pressed the blade firmly against her palm, feeling the warmth dribble down. Yet as the fourth chime resonated through the walls, a chill seeped into the room, encompassing her spirit. The familiar fade began, the laughter of her friends returning as they sprang to life outside the mirror. She grinned wide, prepared for release. With the next chime, she tried to break the glass prison she bound herself to, whispering endless apologies and prayers, wishing fervently that it would be enough. But in a heart-wrenching moment, the dagger slipped from her grasp, clattering to the ground, its purpose unfulfilled. The clock continued its mocking toll, concluding its ominous spell. She fell to the floor, the echo of her friends' laughter morphing into distorted wails that pierced her heart like the icy grip of despair. With every stroke of the clock, her reflection shifted. The mirror glowed, pulsating as it revealed a twisted image of her, no longer Evelyn, but a specter, a hollow copy pleading for release. "Join us, Evelyn," the distorted whisper beckoned. "This is your continuance. No more burden." Quote, but she fought, clutching the remnants of her humanity. She clawed at the mirror, desperation morphing into fury. The 12th stroke fell, echoing through her veins, and the glass erupted in blinding light. In the silence that followed, she was no longer surrounded by the warm hues of her friends' laughter. Instead, a vast emptiness enveloped her, a void deeper than night itself. When dawn brushed the town with the faintest light, Evelyn awoke once more. The sun illuminated her room, casting long shadows that anchored her thoughts. Yet the creeping dread wormed its way into her mind, for the clock ticked on the wall, a steady, unwavering reminder that history blurred in shadows and time was still not hers to command. With every tick, it whispered in mockery, "What will you give up to escape?" As the cycle began again, Evelyn realized she would never truly escape. For each midnight, she would be called back, a haunting refrain that echoed, her punishment sealed in the fabric of time.